Yo, what is going on, people? You are locked into the Deeva Dee show, aka the sister sandwich. And with any sandwich, you have to have two pieces of bread. So there she is, my piece of bread, my chargy, my sister, Gala Yinks, Wagwan.
Dale.
What is up, my sister?
What is that, my sister?
I just can't get over the fact that we are so far away from each other.
Oh, you'll get over it, don't worry.
I know. Deja family, what is going on? Just to let you know, this is a pre-recorded session today. I will let you know why. But what in the lockdown is going on? How's your lockdown been? How are you feeling? We're coming out of lockdown. How are you feeling, Ink?
It is what it is. I know. I'm just waiting for them to come up with some next business as to why they're going to lock us down again. So.
I'm really interested in what they're going to say for Christmas, because I'm telling you now, there's going to be a whole bag of people breaking the law.
I have to show my double chin for that, mate, because there's going to be whole sets of parties. I've already started seeing adverts for parties. Get your tickets here, or this one's going to be a shutdown, roadblock.
Saying that, I went to Slough the other day for some essential shopping, and Slough is in tier 3 now, I think, and I see exactly why they're in tier 3. Because no one's wearing masks, no one's social distancing. Even when some guy came close to me, I said, I'm really sorry, like, can you sort of back up kind of thing? He said, oh, it's a load of rubbish.
Mate, we just need to come to terms that the life that we had last year is a distant memory. This is our life from now on.
You think it's going to be our life from now on?
Yeah.
I think like anything, people forget. People forget.
What, on COVID, we'll just forget as well, yeah?
Well, people will just forget.
Listen, like, to be honest, we almost reached that level with Ebola, and we're yet.
Exactly. Who's even talking about it? I don't know.
But it didn't reach pandemic stage though. That's the only difference. So,
so just to move on to who's got some tea. So basically, here's some tea for you. So I was reading up on Cardi B. So Cardi B hosted a party for her family, but before she had the party, she paid for all of them to have COVID tests, and they are all slamming, like the media is slamming her for it. And she actually publicly apologized for the way in which she went around it. You know, the fact that she wasn't bragging that she's having a party. She was just excited because she's not seen her family for so long. I mean, there's a number of celebrities that are getting slammed for hosting like Thanksgiving parties. Like, what's your take on that?
Do you know what? It's not as well. She's not the first, and like you said, there's a number of them. If they can do it, why not? Like Kim Kardashian flew her family out to a private island. I've forgotten where that island was. It was a private island, and it was obviously private, so it was just for them. And she got them all tested, and they all self-isolated together. So if you've got it, why not? What they meant to, because I remember at the beginning of lockdown, you know, where they had all of these celebrities that were like, come on guys, we're in it together, we can get through this, and everyone was like, again, slamming them. Oh, what do you mean we're in it together? You've got 13-bedroom mansion, blah blah blah. We're not in me and my studio apartment. We're not in it together. So they're not the same. So they're damned if they do. They're damned if they don't. Live their life. And Rita Ora is another one. She just had. She's being accused of breaking lockdown rules because she had she hosted 30th birthday party at some restaurant, and everyone's like, well, she's probably got the 10 grand to pay the fine. So it's a 30th. You only live once, boy. She might not make it to 31. Who knows? No one knows.
It's true.
It is what it is. As long as you're not putting anyone at harm, then.
What's your take on the fact that they come back and they put us back in another lockdown for Christmas?
For Christmas, I mean, I said it last week, and I'm gonna say it again. I think you know what I'm gonna say.
Okay.
If they put us into lockdown for Christmas, I will break the rules. Or break them. I'll fully break them.
Oh, I've sighed. If I could count how many sighs I've sighed this year, I would be a multi-millionaire.
Mm-hmm.
It is what it is. What else has
It
been
is
going
what
on?
it is. I'll tell you what else has been going on, and it's not even tea. I had a car crash at the weekend. That's my tea. The end. My car's damaged.
That's
And
the thing. The lead up
I
to
rode
Christmas,
into an
all these things
animal, a
happen.
flipping animal. In fact, it wasn't an animal, it was a beast. That's what it was. I have no idea what it was. It was black.
That
And
did
I
some.
crashed.
That did some damage to the car.
And now I've mashed up my back. In fact, it's through my chest. My chest and my back. I'm just broken right now.
In those situations, who do you even claim against? Can you claim against anyone?
I mean, I haven't even thought about that far. I saw my car fixing it. So I'm just, do you know what? I think I'm still in a state of shock. I'm just like, boy, did that really just happen to me?
Yeah. Yeah, the lead up to Christmas, all these kind of things happen. So you just got to, what can I say? You just got to keep it moving. Right.
And thank God for life.
Yes, indeed, indeed. Right. So, people, this is a pre-recorded show, and I will let you know why it's pre-recorded because we have an extra special guest coming on the show. A couple of weeks ago, I would probably say a month, maybe a bit longer. You heard Yinka and myself talking about what was going on in Nigeria, aka SARS. Yinka, would you like to tell us a bit more about SARS because you are a pro?
I like the way you just dash me in there and just want me to just talk about it.
No, it's
Right.
fine.
Huh? I thought you were about to say
My
something.
double chin.
You're a joker.
Fine.
So it was the 20th of October is when everything came to a head. And prior to that, it was basically, long story short, it was mainly Nigerian youth that were protesting about SARS, which is a unit in the Nigerian police force, which SARS is Special Anti-Robbery Squad.
Mm-hmm.
And what happened is they were put in place in the 90s to tackle to fight robbery, to be anti-robbery. So that was their job. Then, because like anything, any type of public sector work or just any job, to be honest, there's a lot of people, a lot of jobs in Nigeria where they're overworked and underpaid. Police force being one of them, SARS being one of them. So they had to find a way of now getting money for them to live. And to be honest, there's a lot of corruption in Nigeria and Africa alike. And it just so happened that what they decided to do was to try and get their money elsewhere, try and turn against what they were meant to be standing for. So it would be a case of they see two young guys driving in a Porsche or a Mercedes, for example. They don't think they have the right to be driving that Mercedes or Porsche. They try and take their money. They stop them, try and take their money, ask them what they're doing, take their phone. Oh, you shouldn't have an iPhone, take their phone. And it just got a little bit too much where it got to a stage where they're now seeing young men have braids or locks in their hair, for example. They look like, oh, to them, they look like a robber. So again, they'll be like, where you going? Try and rob them. And if they stand against them and they try and say like, no, I've worked for this, they're seen as, you know, going against the police. And in worst cases, there have been a couple of cases where some young men have lost their lives. So, you know, it got to a stage where the young people had enough and they started protesting. And then 20th of October, they're protesting at the Lekki toll gate, and peaceful protesting at that. They were singing the Nigerian national anthem, and someone instructed the army to go to the toll gate and basically switched off all of the lights and opened fire So they shot a number of protesters, killed a number of protesters, and fast forward to now, there's an inquiry whereby obviously they're trying to find out what happened, but the government are basically saying that no, all the footage is fake, we never killed anybody, and that's it basically. It's got, like anything, you have like your protests, Black Lives Matter, then it will, it will die down a little bit, then it will come back, then die down a little bit. So the point that we're at the moment is that seems to have basically to die down a little bit, but we are still trying to stand for it where we can.
Yeah.
So
the Lekki massacre. I mean, as I said before, I couldn't follow it because some of the things that were floating around, it was just a lot to deal with. And what we actually did is we reached out to a friend of ours who has set up an Instagram page. It's called Naija Go Rise. And what it is, it's a page that is there to educate people on what is going on with SARS, to create some form of awareness. And it's funny because he's not actually based in Nigeria. He's actually based down under in Oz. So he's all the way in Australia, hence the reason why we've had to do a pre-recorded show so we can get him, because, I mean, I don't really understand the whole, I think, so we're night, so he's morning, or anyway. So he goes by the name of Michael Chibbs, and he is the founder of Go Rise, and he's going to come on and tell us a bit about it. So drum roll, Yinks, come on.
I'm going to shake my screen, but
drum roll. He's coming in, he's coming in.
All right, my nails are right.
Coming in, he's coming in. There he is, there he is, there he is, there he is.
Hey!
Man,
how you guys doing?
Mr. Chibbs.
How are you? Mr.
I'm just
Chibbs.
going to keep quiet because I just want you to talk.
I know. Mr. Chibbs, aka The Voice. Let's hear it.
On that baritone level.
Woo!
Yeah.
Child, how are you?
I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little tired, a little nervous. So
let's get the timing right. So it's 6 over there, right? Or is it 7?
Yeah, just coming up to 6 a.m. now here in Melbourne. The funny thing is, the ironic thing is, I couldn't sleep because I was actually doing some stuff on the project, the NGL project. So, but yeah, we're here. How are you guys doing?
Michael Chibbs, aka founder of Naija Go Rise. We are cool. We're happy to have you on the show. We were just giving the listeners and the watchers an insight as to what SARS is. So, I mean, it would be great if you can sort of give us an overview of what it is, why you started it, and so on. But before you do, just to wake you up, because I can see the cold in your eye.
Hey, leave him alone.
I'm playing. Just to wake you up, we've got a bit of a warmer up for you.
No, wait a minute, wait. Before we do that, we need to just appreciate the Colgate smile up in it. It's morning, but yet their teeth are glistening.
Come on, always. Always. We flossed last night. Come on.
So this is a bit of a I like to do some kind of a warmer up because some people come on a bit tense. I can see you already.
That will help.
It's either or. So we give you 2 options and you just pick either or. It's not you don't have to do it at any speed. You can think about it if you want. Don't have to.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to go in. First one is Malik or Burner.
Burner.
Come on.
Burner. Yeah.
Eat your rice with a spoon or eat it with a fork.
I enjoy it a lot more with a spoon, you know. A lot more. A lot more. I was gonna say I'm a bushman, but yeah, I suppose I am.
All right, take licks or stand with your hands up in the air against the wall.
Stand with my hands up against the wall.
You were thinking about it because either way you're gonna get licks because if your hands come down, you're getting licks. So, okay, cool. listeners are like, what? Yeah, these are punishments. These are Nigerian punishments. All right, pounded yam or eba?
Pounded yam. Pounded yam.
Don't know.
Poundo.
Tiwa Savage or Yemi Alade?
You know what? I'm gonna play it. I know the Savage guy. I know a little bit about. He's actually quite good. He's quite alternative, right? The other guy.
Oh no, you're thinking of the American Savage,
no.
Tiwa Savage.
No.
She's the one that performs with, like, she's always with Wizkid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or neither.
Melbourne's got me lost. I'm sorry, I don't even know. I don't know either than that well.
Okay.
I'm gonna pass.
Let's go with curry roti or stew and bread.
Curry roti.
Interesting.
Pigeon or patois?
Pigeon.
All right.
Your attempt at pigeon, right?
We'll come on to that.
Okay, so you've set up this Instagram page. You've done a video on a cause called Naija Go Rise. Do you want to tell us a bit more about it, where it came from, why you set it up, and so on?
Yep, I shall. My computer's just gone a bit funny. All right. Yes, so Naija Go Rise came about from basically everyone knows what's going on in Nigeria at the moment with the ENDSARS movement. And I suppose what SARS standing for, the anti, I always forget as well. Special Anti-Robbery Squad, yeah, there you go. So, and I'm just like you guys, to be honest. I didn't know a lot about it. I'd, been going to Nigeria, grew up in London, been going to Nigeria since I was about 4. And basically, we're just suddenly hearing a lot of this news about SARS, but it's not new for the people back home. They've been dealing with it since the 90s. I think some big issues have been happening since about 2017. A lot of people speaking about it. So stuff was going on, the Lekki massacre, and a lot of news outlets weren't really speaking about it. So I decided to set up Naija Go Rise, and it's about the betterment of Nigeria and just educating on some of the stuff that has actually gone on during that whole period of SARS. So we're talking about that kind of, October period.
Okay. And so, as you said, you've been going to Nigeria since you were 4. So you were born here, right?
Yeah, born in London.
Born in London. Okay. And your experiences, so how often did you go to Nigeria?
Probably worked out, it's been about every 2 or 3 years, give or take.
All right. And the difference between London and Nigeria, what's your take on how it is here to how it is in Nigeria?
Both very, very big cities that at times, if you don't, you're not sharp, they'll swallow you. I mean, London, you've got the black cabs in the city. I can literally say, I remember back in the day, my mum and I got in a yellow taxi. I was sitting in the back, we were both sitting in the back, and it had no floor. So it had no floor. So Lagos is crazy. It's like, it's flawless. You see stuff that you can see down to the ground.
Flintstones, no floor.
Not the entire thing, but there was a sizable hole in the floor of the taxi, So this, Lagos is crazy. And then you can go to spots and VI and see absolute opulence. So, and don't get me wrong as well, you have the same in London as well. You can be in Chelsea or in Tottenham, but I suppose the difference is just a bit more drastic in Lagos, so.
Okay. So my take on it, like I was born in Nigeria, and I've been brought here since I was 1, and I've grown up here, but I didn't go back to Nigeria until I was, how old was I? I think I was maybe 18 or 19. And when I went back, it was a bit of a culture shock, because you hear all the stories, you see all the videos, and you don't realize just how different it is. And sort of going back home and just seeing like the poverty, just seeing, I don't want to say the lawlessness, but the lawlessness, that the corruptness, but at the same time, it's what we call home, and I love it. What I liked about what you've done is you've got a platform, and you've got a platform that you're creating awareness, and you're posting things for people to sort of absorb. What has been people's sort of feedback to you on your platform and what you're doing? Do you get a positive response? Do you get people that are just not?
Majority engagement, you know, higher engagement levels would be good, and we're growing. I think majority of people like the content. So far I'm happy with it, because I kind of look at it like, is it stuff I would want to read, or is it stuff I would want to learn about? And some of the stuff that before publishing it, I had no idea about, so I've learned along the way as well. So I think majority, and a lot of the people either are Nigerian themselves, or they know someone who's Nigerian. Like most people we know now will know a Nigerian from somewhere, right?
Mm-hmm.
So.
And what do you think people's take is on Nigeria when they think about Nigeria? What do you think their take is?
So out here, I get people asking me so many times, "Oh, is Nigeria safe? Is it this? Is it that?" You know, and for the most part, I'm like, "Yeah, it's totally safe." And then stuff like the ENDSARS movement happens, and people are peacefully protesting, and then, you know, what they call Black Tuesday happened around, you know, Lekki Tollgate, and then, like, can I really say it's safe? You know, can I really say it's safe? Like, can I really say it's a democratic state? And these are all the reasons as to why we started the page, to just kind of expose that, because I never thought that would happen in Nigeria, to be honest. You know, there's a lot of things I'm aware Nigeria is, but I never thought that would happen in Nigeria.
Mm.
And you see, with the whole ENDSARS movement is to obviously bring awareness to what's going on. With the times that you've been in Nigeria, have you experienced any type of run-ins, should we say? Have you experienced it yourself with any SARS
good
officers?
question. Yeah, good question. So when I go over there, I don't know if you guys, I think, you know, we touched on the phone call before that families can be quite protective, and depending on who you stay with, they don't want to go out late and stuff like that. So my grandma, you know, she sees Nigeria a certain way, understandably. You know, I've been going there since I was younger. My accent, my earrings, all those kind of things make you kind of stand out. Not so much now, but before, you know. And anyway, so the last few times I like to go out late in general. So coming back in the noon bar, I've had problems with police. Yeah, like pull me over. And if I'm by myself, then the issue is, again, look, I didn't grow up there. I grew up in London. I describe myself as a London boy, so I'm aware of things. I can take care of myself, but, you know, our police don't carry guns. So that's a big difference straight away. So yeah, I've been held up by police a couple of times, in fact. And the bottom line is, you can talk, negotiate, and in the end, something has to be dropped. You get to that point whereby, okay, they started there, and I might get it down to there, but I realized if I don't do something and oil their hand a little bit, I might be going to the cell with them. Boy. So yeah.
And for the listeners and viewers that are not aware of what oiling their hand is,
allow something to pass it, something small. So just what you would call, I suppose, a bribe. Yeah, bribe. And which, the worst thing is, it means I'm participating. But at that point in time, like, say the last time I went over, it must have been about, it was late. It was about maybe 2 a.m., something like that. And Lagos is funny. It's like, it's really busy, really bustling, and then it just dies at a certain time. A lot of people don't. Like, there's a whole crowd of people who like to go out late, and there's a whole crowd of people who don't. So it just dies at a certain time. So when they do that, there's no one around, and all they're hearing from my voice is what they call Igbo. So, you know, and for our listeners, that would be like, you know, the foreigner. So in their head, they're thinking cha-ching. Whether I've got it or I haven't got it, that's what they're thinking, cha-ching. So we can talk, and normally I can, you know, give across some decent mannerisms. And obviously, you know, when someone's carrying a gun, there's no point flaring up anyway. So at some point, something has to hold their hand, because I want to get home that night. That's the truth. It's
And what sort of stuff do they pull you over for? When they pull you over, what do they say?
I was probably about 5 minutes from my cousin's house getting back home. Literally just, what am I doing? Where am I going? Da 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 da. I'm on my way home, and that's it. Yeah, it's could be another time as well. I could say this one's probably my ignorance. I don't know if you're aware of something called environmental. I'm not sure if they still do it now, but this is
Sanitation day.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. This is years before. I'd been out the night before late, and then again I was just on my way back to my cousin's house. It was early morning, and I was just walking on the road, again probably about 5 minutes away, and I didn't realize it was sanitation day. Next minute, come here. And basically, and again, when you're not aware of your surroundings, I'd seen people, I was about to enter the main road, and I'd seen people lining up, waiting. But essentially, if you're not cleaning up on that day, it's like the whole of Lagos cleaning up that day together. If you're not cleaning up, then it's illegal. So they called me over. They said, okay, what are you doing? It's sanitation day, this or the other, environmental. I said, I didn't know. So they said, no, you must come. Literally started taking me towards the police vehicle. I saw people lined up already. I said, boss, I didn't know. We're talking back and forth. They said, no, enter. But basically they said they wanted something first. And I said, I haven't got anything. They said, enter. I was in the vehicle. I looked around, 2 or 3 other people. And I said, okay. I start phoning it. My battery was dead as well. So I couldn't phone anyone. And again, the amount they said, I said, okay, let's get down, because I said, look, I probably said a third of all I had, or 20%. I don't think I had a lot on me anyway. So anyway, eventually I ordered their hand, because again, it was this about 10 in the morning. I'd been out the night before, and I wasn't really looking to go to any cell, to be honest. So I just thought, I need to get out of this. So yeah, I've had a couple, right? And these aren't bad. Like, let's be honest. I've got a friend I was speaking to recently. He told me an incident whereby they literally like tucked him in, pounded him. So, you know, like my situation, I'm like, I realize we're getting to a point, and I'm like, okay, I've got to get out of this. How can I do it? And if I can at that point in time, yeah, I'd rather get out of it.
It's so, do you know what? And I think you touched on it with when you said about maybe it was your ignorance and one of the times that you'd been stopped. But I think I just get so angry that this is what we have to resort to, especially coming from England, where we're like, this can't happen. Like, this is actually illegal. If this happened in England, those officers would go to jail, or would be sacked, or would be suspended, or anything like that. So sometimes I'll go. And I remember I was out with my husband before we got married. I think that was probably 2016. Yeah, he had taken me out for the night, and he was driving me back to our family home. And then we got to Third Mainland Bridge. We got stopped. He was like, oh God, good evening, sir. I just thought I'd wish you a good evening. Oh, this your madam. She's very pretty. This is my face. When I tell you, I was so vexed. And then, like, my husband's he's a bit of a joker. So he was like, oh, babe, he's talking to you. And I was just like, I'm just not saying anything, because the moment he hears, that's when the price is just going to go up. So I was just like, didn't say anything. I think I even pretended at one stage like I was sleeping, and then he just put some money in his hand. Oh, I just wanted to wish you a good evening. Okay, cool. Here you go, some money. And then we were on our way, and I was just like, oh, why does it always have to be this? It's just so ridiculous. Even getting to the compound, the estate where we stay, it's like this. Yeah, it's like a round estate. Then you have to enter. There's 2 ways to enter. But their toll is basically a barrel with a pole,
A
with
pole.
a pole across the barrel, and a person lifts it. Now, if you get to the barrel, I think it's after 10 or 11. You get to that barrel and it's closed, he's not opening it, essentially. He won't open it. So then
You done, yeah?
eh?
That's you done for the night.
Well, apparently, but obviously he's not opening it unless you give him something. So we're like, okay, we're going to whatever estate. Oh, do you live there? Yes, we live there. Okay, all right. Oh, okay, good. Good night. Good night. How you all doing? Money. Give money and then you go. Again, with the other one, it is like this one's a proper gate now. You get to the gate, he pretends as if it's locked. Oh, you can't come in because it's locked. And we're like, we're going to the estate. Okay. All right. So good night. All right, good night then. So I should open the gate. Yes, can you open the gate? Okay. Money has to go. But then when you get to our estate, they're like proper security officers. You get to the estate, he flashes the light to see who you are, knows who you are, opens the gate, and then that's it.
Yeah.
But I don't know who these people are, who employed them to sit at these gates to close it before you get to the actual estate. It's just so ridiculous.
And a lot of problems stem from people not getting paid well as well, because you've got the elite who earn so much money, and then these people, the gate man, so I should open the gate, he's confirming beforehand, because again, he wants some money. But what they're earning is, and how they're living is crazy, you know? So in a sense, I don't blame them, but then it's just a perpetuation, you know?
Yeah, I refuse.
Go about it though.
Yeah, I refuse. I do not bribe people. Any of my friends that I'm with, I just encourage them not to. I don't. In fact, was it last year? Yeah, last year we went to a beach party, and again there was this gate which they formed out of all sorts, and they wanted us to pay. We had already paid our ticket to go to the beach party, which was on the other side of this man-made gate, and I refused to pay, and I carried on walking through, and this guy was fully going to punch me in the back of my head just for it was pittance. It was nothing. I can't even remember how much it was. It was something ridiculous. And then for that split second, I thought to myself, okay, I don't want to give him this money, but for the sake of probably ended up in a massive fight, because this guy is fully invested in punching me, take the money. And it frustrates me, but at the same time, I do feel their frustration as well, because yeah, they're not getting paid and this is the only way they get to live. But we're part of the problem because we continuously tip them, bribe them. I don't know if it's tip, but we continuously bribe them or give them the I suppose I have to call it a tip. And it just I don't get it. I really don't get it.
What's the alternative?
It's a real crazy ecosystem. I mean, without going too deep, we're all part of the alternative. Like, we go back, and any family that have, or friends, or anything you've seen, and you might see, okay, there's house help, there's driver. How much are those people getting paid? Okay, some are getting paid reasonably. How are they getting treated? You know, it's just a mad ecosystem. You see people who might have house help and they're underage. Why aren't they going to school? You know, this thing really does perpetuate. Burna Boy spoke about a miseducation of Africans, and I do feel there is and it's happening, I think, a shift in alignment and thinking and how we treat each other, how we see each other, because you shouldn't be bringing people from maybe the village who are distant family members and they're coming to work as household, but they don't go to school. You know? So,
and they talk about, and that's the thing, like we talk about slavery and this and that, and when I go back, it's happening over there. It's blatantly happening over there. You've got house helps that, you know, 14 years old that should be in college, should be, you know, and it's like we talk about slavery and this is happening in our face.
The thing is, the warped thing is, when you're over there, it almost normalizes. Whilst you're there, it normalizes.
Most definitely. That is definitely seen as the norm. And again, you talked about like how they're treated and stuff. And I think thinking about our experiences of like our house helps and drivers and stuff like that. Our family, I can obviously, it would be a bias, but it's definitely an unbiased opinion that they treat their people with respect. They reward them what they're due. They give them their dues. But it's just unfortunate that there are some kind of like the SARS officers that will take advantage of that. I remember we had one houseboy that stole a sizable amount of money from a relative, and then was trying to help find the money until one of our family members was like, I know you've stolen it. And until he was ready to, when I tell you, whoop his ass, and he went and found it, and then he got walked out. He got, I think we ended up calling police on him or something, and they escorted him out. We've had ones that have stayed with us for years. Next minute, you come back to Nigeria. You're like, oh, where's so and so? They're like, yeah, they had to go. They either their attitude was they switched on them and their attitude was terrible. They did something to food. They stole. There's so much stuff, and it's just like, it's unfortunate. Not everyone treats their house helps and their drivers and whatever and their cooks and stuff like that. But at the same time, when you are treated with that respect and you are given what you're due, is so frustrating that people just take advantage of that. So although we tend to be the ones that will where we seem like we're part of the problem, but in our eyes we are helping them out of their situation to help their situation better. But at the same time, it's like, what else do we do? What else do we do? It's crazy.
Even down to just simply doing your makeup. You know, you may have like the nanny, you know, when we're there, our cousins will come in our room and we're chill, like the kids will be running around, and, you know, say like the kids' nannies are sat in the room with us. We're just like, oh, they're just chilling. You're like, just leave them to do what they're doing. Meanwhile, they are scoping what you're putting on your face, what lipstick you're putting on. Oh, I like the shade. They'll make a comment about the shade. Oh, okay. Or sometimes they just sit there and they watch you. They're watching where things are placed. Then all of a sudden, you think you've all left the room together. Oh, I've forgotten a nappy. They run back in. That thing's gone. And it's just like, these are little things that we take for granted. We can get it. We can come back to England. We can get it. So if you just said, I really like that lipstick, can I have it? That is yours. If you make a comment on it and say, oh, I really like the colour of it, and I say, oh, it will suit you, 9 times out of 10, I'm going to give it to you. But it's almost like there's this, it's almost like they get this kind of like, I don't know what it is. It's almost like they get a kick out of it. Like, it's better to steal it. And it's just like,
but then they don't see it as stealing though.
They don't see it as stealing. They really don't. And that's another thing that winds me up. It's just like, you have taken something that's not yours. It's stealing. And, you know, you're working, you're a house help, you're a driver, you're this, you know, you work for a family that essentially, like, other people will come and visit them. Visitors will give you money. You'll get little tips from them. So you're getting all of this. You're not being ill-treated. You're getting the tips on top. You're getting paid. You're eating. You've got somewhere to stay. And on top of that, for that split second, you just want to make a decision to steal something and jeopardize that all. That's the mentality I don't get. It's like working in a shop. You're working in the shop, you get paid, you're getting treated well, you get your lunch break, you get your discounts, and then for that split second, you just want to steal something and jeopardize losing your job. Yeah, it just baffles me. It really does, and it's sad, you know, that we have to talk about things like this. But these are things that do happen, and we'll go later on in the show where we'll talk about some experiences that we've had visiting over. Yeah.
It's a weird one as well, because, you know, as well, since social media comes into play, you see the Instagram life, and these people, you know, to get access to internet on their phone, their smartphone, whatever, they're seeing how other people are living, and then sometimes they'll then see it in their face, and it's just, they don't have access to this stuff. And it's like, there's two sides to it. It's really, really weird. It's two sides to it. It's like, a part of me, like, I can't, because it goes more than just house help. It goes to the people who are maybe, as I did the video, the people who are being called Yahoo boys. Well, when you have no other opportunity available to you, apart, I mean, it almost feels like when you, and it's, we saw it, you probably saw it growing up in the UK, when you see certain people, when they're really ostracized that much and they have so little opportunity, they will end up doing whatever they need to first of all, at least survive and then thrive, because they're seeing what is around them in their face in plain sight, you know?
Okay. So before we go on, I think it will be great for the viewers especially, and also the listeners, to get an insight to the video that you put together. It was quite a well put together video. Do you want to sort of walk us through how you put it together? Where did you even start?
That's a good question. That's probably the best question. I remember it was, we were in lockdown at the moment, obviously. I'm seeing you guys are in lockdown in the UK, yeah? So we were in lockdown at this time in Melbourne, and this stuff started going on, and I was speaking to family back home in Nigeria, getting sent various photos, the process, and the other, and then the Lekki incident happened, what people are calling Black Tuesday. I think, is it 20th? Yeah, 20th or 10th, 2020, yeah. So back in the day, I used to do a little bit of writing. English was my favorite subject. a little bit of poetry here and there. But I haven't written for ages. So I would always write when I got frustrated or angered, or, you know. So I kind of started thinking, it started with the whole Yahoo. And I was thinking, how can I tie that into Google? How can I tie that into search and information age? All the rest of it, because we're really only getting information because of the use with their smartphones, to be honest. So we started writing that. I started writing that, broke it down, sent some of it to my mum. She changed one or two things, mostly the pigeon. And then she's like, I should put some music to it, it would have more of an effect. So hit up Real Flawless, and you know, good friends of you guys, yeah. Real Flawless, he did the music. And then we actually found someone else, because then it went from put some music to it to get some visuals behind it, because I thought that would have more impact. And obviously, Rio's got the Nigerian background himself, and then I started looking online. I was asking people, but because we were time sensitive, asking people if anyone knew someone who could help with the video. I was getting delayed responses, so I just said, okay, I'm going to jump into Fiverr. And then I jumped into Fiverr, narrowed, I looked for, you know, the person, the highest quality ones, and then narrowed it down to Nigerian, and there was only one person there. Let me give you their details. It's, who was it? Yeah, so a guy called Nico Lee Creatives. That's his handle anyway. And they put I chose the photos, they put the video together, and yeah, that's how it kind of, it became one. It was a bit of a process. It was only meant to be a day or two, and it took 2 weeks.
Wow, that's still quite fast. Some people it takes longer. So yeah, I don't know if you want to introduce it. We can play it now. So I don't know if you want to introduce your video. And
yeah, okay. So the OG sisters are about to play our video that we call Naija Go Rise. So it's all about basically long-term betterment of Nigeria, but more so about what's really going on ground now and what occurred with ENDSARS and why people do what they do. Yeah.
Okay. Right. See you in a sec.
The African leaders we have all over Africa today are very preoccupied with their own personal development, personal richness, you know. So it is they are committing crimes against the African people.
You call passing Yahoo boys. 419. Just semantics. Google it. Big pink criminals do G550s in plain sight. Ferrari in potholes large enough to swallow it. Globe-trotting medical holidays. Engine but no light. Universities go on strike. Degree and a master's later. Still person no get work. Seek and ye shall find. so they search. Email spin stories of princehood. Talent day in abundance. Creative, adaptive, ingenious. All just to eat. But the Ferrari, boat, and 3 planes later, still no end in sight. Greed for generations, GG. So they take to the streets to ask for better. Democratic states, where are you? You've helped with the dodgy oil deals. You've helped with the Swiss banks. And so much more. Right now we only see John Bahari. Democracy. What? Where? And how? Fear and greed. You've played your hand. Empires rise and fall. Blood will be spilt. Schism day. But from who? Igbo, Hausa, Yoruba, Christian, Muslim, male, female, nko? Them still they divide and rule now. Come Judgment Day, one of each day either side. Whose guilt passed the next person? The so-called Yahoo boy who searched, had no freedoms and could not say ping? Or the embezzling Soros K leaders? Choose wisely. Consider all crimes. But afterwards, you must decide. Which organ go spend life for the bing? If you don't know what's going on in Nigeria, simply search ENDSARS. Naija youth, strategize your next move. But know whether on ground or diaspora, young or old, we dare your back. Hashtag ENDSARS, hashtag Yahoo, hashtag Google, hashtag Bing, hashtag Information Age, hashtag Search It, hashtag official ENDSARS response, hashtag feminist.co, hashtag ENDSARS UK.
Right, welcome back, people. So as you had it, that was the Naija Go Rise video by Mr. Chibs himself. Can I just ask you about the pigeon? And when I say pigeon, for those of you that don't know, this is
Broken English.
It's broken English. I mean, can you compare it to patois?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
For the life of me, and I can only talk from when my sister got with my brother-in-law, him and his friends would talk pidgin and I'll be stood there like this. And they'll say something to me and I'm just like, mate, I don't know what you just said. I don't know what that is. I actually find that pidgin is harder than Yoruba.
Yeah. Do you guys speak Yoruba?
No, I hear little bits and pieces.
Yeah.
What about you?
Okay. Nah, unfortunately, no. I know. Yeah.
Yeah, we hear bits.
But do you know what? I've actually got an app that I'm learning Yoruba. I've got an app that I'm learning it. And I will learn Yoruba, and unfortunately or fortunately, however you look at it, because my husband's Igbo, I have to learn that language as well. So I speak just try and hear tiny bits as well.
That's a bonus.
I'm going to speak both of them. Trust me, I'm going to speak both of them. By the time I have my children, because I'm not having no kids cuss me out in another language, no, mate. It's not happening.
I mean, Mike, how do you feel about that? Would you be okay with your kids speaking Yoruba if you couldn't speak it?
I'd have to learn. I'd have to learn. Yeah, yeah. It's a
See?
must. If they were speaking it, I'd have to learn. It's almost an embarrassment, isn't it? So yeah.
I don't know.
Wait, whereabouts are you from in Nigeria?
So my mum is, that's a handy excuse. My mum's Lagos. My dad's from like the east. So
Oh, okay. See.
You're forgetting a vital part of you as well.
What's that? Oh yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. My mum
Trinidad.
is. Yeah. There you go. I don't think there's any carnival this coming year, boy. But yeah, my mum is my mum is half Trinidad and Tobago. So yeah.
So you're a mixie like us, because obviously we're quite mixed as well. So our nan is was Guyanese. Our granddad was from St. Vincent, but he was also Portuguese, and then our dad's Portuguese. So we've got a big mix as well. But
mix, yeah.
we lean more on the Nigerian side, although we talk like this.
From the Shires.
From the Shires.
All right. So your video, creating awareness. You're hoping for Nigeria to be a better place. Why? You're not there.
Yeah, good question, man. Essentially, you're cool, both of you. I'm cool, but we have family there. We travel there, and it's just an affiliation. I mean, it feels the weirdest thing is it's a love-hate relationship. If that makes, I don't know if you guys feel the same way. Yeah. So the longest I spent in Nigeria is a month. By the time when I land, I'm like, it feels like home.
Yeah.
By the time that month comes, I'm like, I don't have any here, but I'm ready to pull it out. I'm ready to get out. And that's just because of the dynamics and the way things work and just the frustrations at times, So, but I still love the place and I love the people. So it's, that's what can you do,
And do you always, I don't know if you always hear it, but when you're like, you have a frustration where you're like, why is this like that? Or, oh my gosh, you want to complain about whatever it is that you're complaining about. And they're like, well, this is Naija now. Why is that the excuse? Why is that the excuse? This is Naija. Okay, all right. So what are we going to do about it?
Basically,
it's so frustrating.
Since we're talking about This is Naija now, we cannot end this show without telling this story. And friends and family would have seen us ranting on social media about this, but what year was it? It was
2013.
Okay, so 2013, we went back.
Wait, hold on.
No, I think it was 16, wasn't it?
Sorry, 2016. That 2030 was another one. Yeah, 2016.
So 2016, we went to Nigeria, and we normally fly business. I wish we normally. BA or Virgin. For some reason, we decided to listen to our cousin who was flying with an airline. I don't give a damn. I'm going to say the airline. It's called Medview. And we were like, oh, okay. So there was a big price drop in the ticket. So we were just like,
oh, no, Dee, don't say that.
What?
Because that didn't drive our decision.
No, that didn't drive our decision.
Okay.
I hadn't finished. So there was a big, for me, it drove part of my decision. So there was a big price drop, but we literally could not find flights to get over there. And this is the only flight that could accommodate all of us traveling. So we asked our cousin, do you think we'll be able to manage it? He said, yeah, we'll be able to manage it. And also it was the dates as well, because the dates that we needed to get over there for a wedding and also my auntie's birthday. So the BA and Virgin wouldn't have got us there in time. So that was part of it as well. So we decided to go with this airline called Medview. First of all, our plane was delayed, or our flight was delayed before we even left. When when you go to like the departure lounge and you look at the aircraft, basically this aircraft looked like Eeyore from Winnie the Pooh. Is that it? Eeyore?
Mm.
Yeah. With wings. Not even like, these just like.
I've never heard of them, by the way. Like,
And it was a beast as well. It was a double decker.
It was some double decker
Okay.
beast. It looked like it was ready to fall from the sky. I was scared.
like one of them ones before
It
you
wasn't
get
them
there.
It was one.
It
of
wasn't
these
even one of them ones. I was like, no, I was on the floor, like proper prostrating, like, please, Jesus, please, just get us there, please.
Did everyone clap when it landed?
Clap.
We were exhausted, like.
So we got on the aircraft now.
Continue.
We got on the aircraft, and there were some guys that we were just been chatting to, and they were from London as well. So got to our seats. Obviously, you've got your boarding passes. It says where you should sit. Got to our seats now. There's people sat in different seats. So this woman is sat in these guys' seats with their kids, and he's like, "Oh, sorry, auntie. I think you're. Please." She starts going on. He's just like, "F my life. Like, seriously, can you? Like, we just need to sit there." So the staff come on, they're not helping the situation. It was just, then everyone starts cussing each other. Then there's some man that sat in the middle of the aisle because he doesn't like the seat he's got downstairs. It was just a shambles. Then we were cussing. The air hostess, she tried to beef us, isn't it?
Yeah.
We were flying with my dad. I can't remember what happened, but she tried to beef us. So then she was like, it was almost like she was trying to belittle us and like report us to our dad. So our dad he's just like a peacemaker. He's just like, please, please. And I was just like, don't talk to my dad when I'm here. I'm a big woman. Talk to me, kind of thing. So then she's trying to like sweet up to my dad. It was just a joke. It was an absolute joke. So then,
and vital as well, there was no in-house entertainment.
No entertainment.
There was just a black screen, and one of them had a hole where the TV used to be. It was just.
And then to top it off, we had like when you take off and land, the air hostess like sit in different spots. They were sat right in front of us. So it was so frustrating. Anyway, so we finally landed now. We thought, okay, we'll get our suitcases and we'll just get the hell on out of here. So we're waiting for our suitcases. 2 hours later, 3 hours later, 4 hours later. Where's our suitcases? So they're telling us, because there's a public holiday in London, that's the reason why our suitcases are not here. First of all, we've lived in England for 30 years. We know when the public holidays are. There's no public holidays. Don't tell me where I'm coming from there's a public holiday.
Yeah.
Oh yes, your suitcase. So we got this guy, he jumps up on some podium, he's telling us, oh, this has happened, that's happened. So we're all like, when are we getting our suitcases? They're telling us tomorrow. Come there tomorrow. Get there tomorrow, the same thing again. Get there the next day, same thing. Trust and believe, Michael, a holiday for 2 weeks, for 11 days out of that holiday, we didn't have our suitcases. Not only did we not have our suitcases, because my dad couldn't put all his medication in his bag, he had to put some of them in his suitcases, so his medication was in there. I didn't even think my medication was in my bag as well. So for 11 days, we had one pair of panties and the clothes on our back.
And the suitcase that we did have was the suitcase that we had for other people. It was clothes for other people. So we now have to start wearing the clothes for other people.
So the clothes that
we laugh now, but friends. Yo, it was not funny.
I'm not
and so brand new stuff that is,
And then on top of that, we've got like our aunties trying to make us feel better. Like my auntie, bless her, she was like trying to help us. Oh, just manage this clothing. Just what about this? Pulling out clothing out of her wardrobe. And I'm 6'1", yeah. My auntie is probably, I think she's 5'6".
5'5".
5'6". Oh, just manage this now. Like, if it was a cold country, I would have literally had some cold ass frozen ankles because everything's too short. I'm like, auntie, this does not, it doesn't fit. Oh, you manage it now. Oh, you know, don't be that. Don't be this. And I'm like, I'm so tired of people telling me to smile. And I'm like, I don't want to smile. I don't want to talk to nobody. Luckily, the 2 events we went for, we had clothing made for us. So we had an outfit for those days.
And we went back and got one of the suitcases that had some of the shoes in there.
Yeah, it had like our shoes, and then I think it had a mix of both of our, or it probably had your clothes actually, because I remember I had to wear your shoes when we went out. Yeah, it was a catastrophe. It was an absolute catastrophe. Oh God,
And then, you know, we're going to the airport every day, picking up one suitcase, traveling around for about 2 hours trying to find suitcase. We just see suitcases just dashed over there, smelling people's suitcases that have got fish in it, that have got rotten food because it's just been sat around. Oh my goodness. Every day I went out, I just cussed. And with me, my mouth, when I'm ready, I have verbal Tourette's. I have like next level.
Have you got that pepper mouth?
To the extent where I started fearing for my life. I felt like someone was going to put juju on me. I felt like someone's going to assassinate me. Even I almost felt like I was the ringleader. Like I was like, no, this is not good enough. And then there was that British accent that everyone was just like,
where's your manager? Where's your
Where is
manager?
your manager? I need to speak to customer services.
Well, so question for you guys. There's another experience you told me about off air, and then on top of this, and there's probably others. So what makes you guys still want to go back? Like, what is it?
Like you, it's home. Like it literally is home. When we're not there, we miss it so much. Then when we get there, and then just one thing has to happen, you're like, oh, do you know what? Just F this country. I remember when that one happened, I was like, I'm never going back, never. And that was when I first started dating. That's when I first started dating my husband. So at the time,
did your husband grow up in Nigeria?
Yeah.
Okay. So,
yeah.
Okay.
So he was due to meet family at the wedding, and I was so fed up when we left. I was just like, you know, as soon as my passport expires, I'm never renewing it, blah blah blah. Then 2018 I got engaged, and I always said to my auntie, I was like, yo, I don't care who I marry, Chinese, Indian, white, black, orange, yellow, I'm gonna have a Nigerian wedding. So my auntie was like, so how about this Nigerian wedding? And I was like, all right then, cool. So we had to obviously go back. So apart from that, and I think this time I've been back a couple of times now, but this time was probably one of the best experiences I had in Nigeria, like ever.
Yeah.
Especially because our friends were there, and we kind of had a bit more independence, and I think a lot of things had changed as well. So it wasn't as bad as it used to be. Like when we went, I've even got experiences for days. When we went, one of the last times we went, the traffic, we were stuck in traffic we didn't move like 1 inch for 6 hours. Like the car did not move 6 hours. And we got into a little bit of difficulty on that journey. And those type of experiences, because I was younger then as well, I was just like, you know what, F this country, I'm never coming back. But it's where, because our dad has raised us, my dad's raised me since I was 1 year old. And all I know, apart from what I know from like my family, my mum's side, all I really know is Nigeria. The connections with cousins and aunties is Nigeria. So it makes you want to be there, it makes you want to go and experience, it makes you want to go and visit them. So no matter how many things you experience, A, you know you're still going to come home to England, but B, it's home where your family is. So that's what will make you keep on going back. But like I said to you earlier, I don't know what it's going to take for it to change.
Do you think you'd ever live there?
Do you know what? When I first started
see Dorian's face. She's like, no chance.
When I first started dating my husband, I was just like, it'd be nice to, obviously when we're older, go back to Nigeria. It will come with clauses. But then after those experiences, I was like, yo, I can maybe do like 2 months, 3 months. In fact, I'll just push it and see how far I can be pushed. But to say the word live, even my dad would not live in Nigeria, and he's born and raised there. But he spent more of his adult life in England than he has in Nigeria. Or he spent most of it, more of his life, not even adult life. He spent more of his life in England than he has in Nigeria. And when he goes back, he's like, yo, don't do that again. Like, we sometimes for the winter, we used to put him on a plane and go to Nigeria for the winter months, and then he'll come back in spring. Last time we did that, he was like, yeah, don't ever put me on a plane and ship me to Nigeria for more than, I think at that time it was 3 months. And he was like, yeah, I'm done with doing that. I'm not doing that no more. So maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks at a push, then I'm coming home.
And that's how it gets you. You know,
and I suppose.
Sorry, Mike, you go.
Yeah, go on, sorry, go.
No,
go.
I was just going to say, you know, like when you go on like holidays, like when you go to, you know, Spain, you go to Italy, whatever, you do your 10 days, and by the 10th day, you're just like, yeah, I'm ready to go home. You're just like this, yeah, I'm ready to go home. If they said, oh, we extend it for another week, you go, oh, all right, yeah, I'll stay. The extent that I get to when it's like the day to go, I'm like, I want to go, I want to go. That's how frustrated I get. I'm just like, I need to go now.
And on top of that, you have to fly Virgin, because Virgin do the morning flights back from Lagos to England. But if we were on a BA flight, it would be nighttime before you can fly. I'm not trying to spend, if I know I'm leaving that day, I need to be out in the morning.
The first thing.
I'm not trying to spend the whole day.
Okay.
Nah, it's not happening. Okay. It's not happening. We got to go now.
And that's the thing, like, you know, you're getting back, you're going home, you're just like, I'm going home. But then you've just got in your head the pure wahala you're about to experience, where people's leather hands are getting put through your suitcases, searching for stuff, telling you what you can't take back, what you can take back. Then they're radioing to someone else to say what you've got in your suitcase, and you're getting pulled onto, I don't know if you've experienced this. Have you been pulled onto the runway before?
No. What's that?
They
got pulled out onto the runway because we told them, so when you go into the airport, you have to put your baggage through a scanner, then you pick it up, then you take it to the check-in desk, then they check your luggage there and they can see what you've got in it. So we have one of our cousins has a drinks company, so we were bringing back some drinks for our family. So they knew we had drinks in it. We told them we had drinks in the bag. Then our bags went through check-in. We got our boarding passes. We went through security. Then when we got to the departure gate, when I tell you we were the first ones at the departure gate, please tell me why we were the last ones on the plane, because we got called out. Us and some American people got called out onto the runway because we had something in our bags that we weren't meant to. And I was just like, what? So we had to open out our luggage and show them what we had in. So I started filming them. I was like, well, I've told you what we have in our bags. You're telling us now that you want to see what we've got in our bags. And all it was, they heard English, American, sterling, dollars. That's all they heard. So they wanted us to open up the luggage and then be like, oh, please don't open it up. Oh, here's some pounds. No, let's open it up. I said, take what you want. I said, my knickers are dirty. Take them. I don't care. Just take whatever you want. Take whatever you want and let me go. So we ended up, so in the end, he was just like, okay, it's fine. So then we ended up going back on the plane. Last ones on the plane.
And then they're always like, oh, have you got some, you know, my sister, you've got some pounds you want to give me? And you're just like, oh, come on. Then you get on the plane, you want to put your hand luggage above your chair. There's no space. I'll tell you why there's no space. Because some uncle has got 15 cases that he's put in different compartments. And, you know, it's just so frustrating. And if I feel that way just coming for a holiday for 2 weeks, for a week, for whatever, I can see people's frustrations. But my question is, do you think people that live in Nigeria want the change?
Yeah, I think so. I was actually going to ask you guys, so we're talking about our frustrations. How about the people who, like the youth who are there, who they don't have, like, you know, we have British passports, some people have American passports. They have that get out clause to go and go in between. There's probably a lot of people that if they had a get out clause right now from Nigeria, they'd probably get out. And that's a sad case. You know what I'm saying? That's a really sad case. Yeah. But do I think people who are on ground want to change? I think it finally got to a point whereby they do, and that's probably why we made the video as well, because for so many years I've looked at it and thought, like, when is enough going to be enough? And then I saw these protests, I saw the momentum, and then they set that curfew, and people still didn't go home. They've still protested and sitting on the ground waving flags. And the minute people are prepared to lay down their lives for something they believe in, I think they're ready. I don't think it's going to come overnight. I think it's going to take time, and there's going to be a lot of transitional periods. But I think they're ready. I think they're ready. And
do you think it's the younger generation, Michael, or do you think it's the older generation
that are ready for change? I don't think the older generation want change. It's not in their interest. Not in their interest. Yeah.
He'll be dead soon anyway, so.
Well, yeah, that's what we have to hope for, essentially, because they're ruling with an iron fist. They don't want anyone to take food from their table.
Yeah.
So. And
then it's also things like, you know, the Nigerian embassy. We've all been.
Oh my gosh! Don't even get me started on that one. I've had problems in there. My cousins had problems in there. The problem is, technically, when you step in there, you're in Nigeria.
Yeah.
So you have to kind of. But
you know what? The last time I had my my experience with the Nigerian embassy, historically, it's always been bad. However, my last experience, I remember making a comment to the guy that does your biometrics. He was like, how's your day going? I said, oh, to be fair, I'm actually quite disappointed. He was like, why? And I said, because I was actually expecting so much drama in here, and it's been the most plain sailing thing ever. Like, I got my passport in 1 hour, under an hour. I literally went from where it is across the road, you know, in the tunnels to go. I went Subway or somewhere like that.
Yeah.
Had something to eat, and by the time I'd finished, he was just like, yeah, it's done. The whole process, I think all in all, we got there. He told us to get there for I think we were told to get there at 9:45. Got there 9:45, and then by 11:30, I had my passport. And I was just like, and then by the time I'd done my biometrics, when they were ready to call us back in, you know, the other room that you get called in to come and get your passport, well, at that point, that's when it all started kicking off, and I was like, here we go. This is what I was waiting for. This is what I was waiting for. There was so much drama. Someone did put this, someone did that, someone's meant to sign that.
Do you think there's a part of us that is addicted to the drama then?
Oh, hell no.
No.
Okay.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely
I think the warped way, the chaos, I actually like the chaos of Lagos. So the warped way, I don't know. Like, it's the chaos of it is what makes Lagos. Obviously not when you're sitting in traffic to the extent whereby you literally cannot move, but just the madness and the fastness. It almost brings part of it. Yeah, it brings part of the ambience of Lagos in a weird.
It's kind of like London,
way.
I suppose. If you go to London,
yeah,
like, you know, you don't have to squash or, you know, get bloody fondled by someone on the train because it's so packed. That's not part of the experience of going to London. It's just like, you know, the hustle and bustle of it. But yeah, I'm just not about that life.
Yeah,
I just could not. I couldn't. I think for me to go to Nigeria and maybe stay there, I'm saying 6 months, but I'm lying. To stay there 3 months, I need to be somewhere that is got AC, air conditioning, that has got Wi-Fi.
Easily done.
Has got a generator that will not pack up and will run. And I just need to stay in the house. I don't need to go anywhere. That's what I need. That's the only way it will work for me.
I've considered it. Yeah, Nigeria is a great place. If you've got a project that you just want to go and work on and you want to probably stay indoors for a while, do a few basic runs here and there, but just stay indoors.
Stay in one place.
Be perfect. And if, like you said,
so what's the point in going to Nigeria then?
I suppose it will give you that piece of no distraction elsewhere from where you currently are. That's all. If you were working on something in particular, if you're, you know, you wanted to kind of just be head down, she's not buying it. she's not having it.
Yeah, no.
and at least you have the luxury of being close to family and the food. So
yeah, I think the food makes it all so much better.
It does. The food, the pot, the sun. I mean, sometimes the sun's too much. All of it.
Did you say the mojitos?
The mosquitoes.
Oh, mosquitoes. I was going to say. Okay.
Okay. Oh, I just feel like the younger generation, I think they're at the stage now where they do want the change. And as you were saying, you know, we're lucky enough that we've got the option that we could go back, we could return back here. You know, we met a lovely guy last year when we went over. Hold tight, Jerry.
Man like
Jerry. He was actually our Uber driver, and he was just so lovely to the extent where we were just like, oh, I don't know. Is he nice? Is he up to something? Is there some motive? And it's so sad that we had to think that way, but there are people that do that. And he was just so lovely, and you know, getting to know him, getting to speak to him. He was educated. I think he had a master's, or he wanted to go and study in Germany, and you know, it was just so sad that we had to our first encounter of meeting him, we had to start questioning whether he was genuine or whether, you know, there was some motive behind it. And someone like him, I would love it if he's ready for the change, and it would be nice if he had the option to, you know, leave Nigeria and, you know, further what he wants to do. But there's some people that are just literally, that's their life, that's where they are. I don't know. So what do you think it would take? What would it take to change Nigeria?
Some people will go deep and say, "Oh, revolution," and this. And I wouldn't recommend that. Just because, I mean, that starts going to a deeper level. I think collaboration, just simple collaboration. If you look at some of the protests and how they were organized, these were organized by the so-called lazy youth. Groups like Feminist.co and official ENDSARS, they made sure that people, you know, had food supplies, charging points for their phone, which might seem minimal, but this is how they got the footage in the first place that we were all able to see. They just made sure people were able to sustain and continue to protest, and I think they even had barbering points as well. So if people wanted to look fresh, they're going to be on camera. But
and what about like celebrities? Do you think they did their part?
I think some did, some didn't. I saw you guys mention someone like Anthony Joshua and on your previous show. I think, like for me, I'm a massive Joshua fan. He's a Naija boy. So
am I.
Yeah, massive, definitely. It's So I think celebrities, what can they do if they use their platform to speak up? I think for me that's enough. Like what else can they do?
What did you think of his video then?
I saw you guys mentioned you felt it was scripted, right?
Yeah, but I want to know what you felt. I want to know what you felt about it.
Joshua is one of those people whereby you don't know him, but you almost look at him and you see him as man then. So it will be hard for me to critique it. So I just feel like he put something out there. It's obviously what he felt, even if he was reading it from something. And the thing is, sometimes as well, like we as people of the, if you like, diaspora, we didn't grow up there. And sometimes if you don't visit there often enough, I think he was talking about care packages and this and the other. I think I saw some comments on Twitter of people saying, we don't need food, we don't need it. And probably, yeah, it's not food that they needed, but what else do you want from him? From him, he's a boxer, that's what he does. He can't leave UK right now and go and stand and chant with you. If he could, I'm sure he would, he'd consider it. But what else do you want from him? Like, apart from the ability to use the platform that he's got.
Yeah, I think I definitely agree with that, because there are some celebrities that, or influencers, however you want to look at them, that will just jump on it and be like, oh my God, I can't believe what's going on, this is blah, blah, blah. And they've not even educated themselves and they're just saying it. Equally, there are some that will take the time, see what other people are doing and then jump on the bandwagon and then make their comment. There are some that will take the time, go and educate themselves, then put out a statement and say, I've heard about what's going on, this is whatever. But it's a case, to be honest, I feel like it's a case of them being damned if they do, damned if they don't. Joshua,
I
I
wrote
think,
about that and I use that exact same term. Damned if they do, damned
yeah,
if they don't. Yeah.
like Joshua, he has never made it, he's never hidden the fact that he is a Naija boy, and he's a Naija boy through and through. So for him to do what he was doing in the background, he doesn't need to be online saying, like, oh my God, look what I'm doing. Oh, all you guys, look what I'm doing. I'm helping, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. He's gone, found out what's happening, gotten people to go and do things like care packages. No one knows what was in those care packages. Everyone just assumed it was food. And then he made his comments, he made his statement. Yes, it was scripted, it was definitely scripted, but he's thinking, to me, he's just thinking about it and thinking, I don't just want to come in here and start freestyling and people get offended because I say the wrong thing. If I say what I feel inside, if I write it down and then I say and then I talk it, what's the problem?
Look what happened to him with the Black Lives Matter speech that he read out. He got vilified for it.
Thank you.
So, once bitten, twice shy.
Exactly. People just, they just have a comment for everything. They're not happy. People are never satisfied, and that's one thing that people need to understand.
I think celebrity support builds the wave, but essentially, I think this is a problem Nigeria has to fix, and I think the solution is in Nigerian youth because they're very capable. Like some of the greatest minds I've come across, very, very capable, very, very capable. And I think collaboration, forget, people under 40 in Nigeria, they don't care about tribe, they don't care about religion, and they show that in these protests. So I think collaboration is how we'll see some change. It's just how long it will take, and what do we constitute as change as well. Like we have to, what we comparing it to, let's not compare it to the West. We have to change in a form that is still very much Nigerian, still very much African, within, not so much our means, but within our identity, I think,
Definitely agree.
What happened to that DJ? The DJ that went into, was it a DJ that went into hiding?
Oh, Switch.
Whatever.
Yeah. So she was one of the people that she went on lives and was showing like firsthand, like, look at what they're doing to us, and basically she feared for her life because there were people that were making comments, calling her, contacting her, trying to get hold of her, like to harm her. So she fled, and as far as I know, I think she's in Canada, somewhere like that. But she went on another live where she was saying that, yeah, I've had to leave because I fear for my life, but essentially, I am Nigerian, I need to go back home and I want to go back home. So it's not that she's fled and she's never coming back to Nigeria. She hasn't even got the opportunity to stay wherever she is. She hasn't got the opportunity to stay for life anyway. So she has to return. So it's just a case of her making sure that she's okay until she can go back. But I don't know.
Oh boy, Nigeria. I think we could be here forever and ever talking about this place, but it's a place that we call home. It's a place that we love, and we just got to hope and pray for change and just try and do as much as we can to aid it. So on that note, Michael, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on the show.
Thanks for having me, guys. Thank you very much.
And you are most welcome to come back when we have some form of improvement or we see some change happening. We can talk about how much more we can better and further developments over there. But it's only a matter of time before it happens. So
yeah, 100%. A couple of things I wanted to say before I go. Got photographer Joy Deep. He's been helping me massively with the social media, and obviously Rio Flawless, Nico Lee Creatives. Everyone had a massive help with making the video. Family as well, my mum massively. Other than that, we're looking to grow the pages, and we want some feedback about what kind of content people want to see. We've got some ideas in terms of how we want to pivot, but also collaboration is on the cards as well. So video makers, content creators, any generally skilled, digitally skilled people, we're happy to have on board. So get in contact. You can contact us at Naija Garage on Instagram, and on Facebook.
Do you want to spell it out so they can get the right spelling?
Yeah, okay. So Naija, Naija Naija Go Rise, at Naija Go Rise.
Okay, so people, if any of you are interested in that project and you want to get in touch with Mike and the team, feel free to slide in the DMs. Michael, I love what you're doing. I support what you're doing. Definitely come back and let us know how you're getting on with progress. And I think it's only fair, people, that we leave you in the mix with man like Rio Flawless. This is the producer who produced all the music on the video that Michael created. So we're going to leave you in the mix with man like Rio Flawless. Have a blessed weekend, because we all know that the weekend starts today.
Yes.
It's been a pleasure.
When it comes to bringing those good vibes, there's only one name you need to know, and that's Rio Flawless. Rio Flawless. You are now listening to Rio Flawless. Rio Flawless. Flawless. Rio Flawless.
Sunshine from the first time that we met. Helpless, you took my heart, I must confess. Deep in your eyes, there seemed to be a look that said, hello. Is it me you're searching for?
Shaking it up, mommy, don't break it. Taking it down, I love the way you snake it. You got the best of me, doing what you're doing. Up in the VIP, doing what you're doing. Girl, I'm about to buy you anything you want. Put you in the coupe and take your pretty ass home. Let's call for alcohol. You know how we do, yeah.
You know we be up in the club.
Sure, we today, throw our hands up. All kind of drinks up in the club. All of my thugs, honey, show love. DJ's playing that
you know we be up in the club like
out the whip and I'm into the club. Honey's on each side while I'm on my cellular. Talking to this chick who got a taste for thugs. Sometimes pimping is tough. White tea, so bad. Jacob on my wrist, superstar worldwide. It is what it is. We party at my crib. That's the after till 6 in the morning. Drinks and laughter. In Safari, mama's getting naughty. Got a sexy body. Feeling rowdy, about to wildest place out. You know how we do in the club. Between us, you were like my best friend, the one I used to run and talk to when me and my girl was having problems. You used to say it'll be okay, suggest little nice things I should do. And when I go home at night and lay my head down, all I seem to think about was you and how you make me wanna leave the one I'm with. Start a new relationship with you. This is what you do. Think about it. Things that come along with you make me the one I'm with. Oh, baby, relationship with you. This is what you do. I don't even know the things that come along with you make me. I was bad. You're the one that hooked us up, knowing it should have been you. And what's sad is that I love her, but I'm falling for you. What should I do? Should I? My baby, bye-bye. Should I do exactly what I feel inside? I don't wanna go, don't need to stay, but I really need to get it together. Oh, baby, say what you do. Oh, yeah. You make me. Oh, baby, this is what you do.
You are now listening to Rio Flawless.
Bumped into this girl, she was such a hottie. Everything about her just made me feel naughty. Skin tight dress was stuck to her body. Thought to myself, gotta make a name shorty. Come with me, girl, let me show you how I live. We can take a ride and go back to my crib. We're gonna put some CDs on. Turn out the lights, or we can leave the TV on. Coca-Cola bottle shape, whoa. I can't wait for you to come to my room, yeah. Girl, I wanna take you to my room. To my room. We don't need to tell nobody. If you wanna go into my room, to my room. Girl, I wanna have a party. I'm super duper fly. Everybody, super duper high. Tell me if you lie.
Baby, got me tipsy, offering me your love, tasty. Baby, you're sending me crazy. Can I be a lady? I love the things you say to me. I like it when you're talking dirty. Can we get kinky tonight? Got so many things on my mind. Never seen a guy so fine. I like it when you do me. Can we get kinky tonight? Got so many things on my mind. Yeah. Ooh, honey, you got me so high. I can't lie.
to know, and that's Rio Flawless. Rio Flawless.
I've been watching you for so very long, trying to get my nerve built up to be so strong. I really want to meet you, but I'm kind of scared, 'cause you're the kind of lady with so much class. I get my thoughts together for the very next day, but when I see you, lady, I forget what you said. Your eyes and hair, such a beautiful tone. The way you dress and walk, it really turns me on, yeah. Ooh, you really turn me on. Come on, come on, come on now. Come and talk to me. I really wanna meet you. Can I talk to you? I really wanna know you. Come and talk to me. I really wanna know you. Can I talk to you? I really wanna know.
Papa, you be laced up. Vanilla Tracy, Caesar Bugatti, I just Miss Rahi. Up around the Dolce, Gabbana sipping pure J with the ill nana. If you up around, I had your loyalties and your joint. You'll get your royalties and your points. So what the deal is? With Foxy Brown and Case. Now we lace Bonnie McFly. Now I'm up in Jamaica breaking all your paper.
You're the only one for me. You're the only one I need. Can nobody make me feel the way you're making me feel? And girl, you know this love is real.
Touch me, squeeze me, feel me and caress me.
Tease me,
hold on tight, don't let go. Baby, I'm about to explode.
oh yeah.
All my love you can control.
Look what this girl done did to me. She done cut me off from a good love. She told me that those days were gone. Now I'm sitting here going half crazy, 'cause I know she still thinks about me too. And it ain't no way in hell that I can be just friends with you. And I wish we never did it. And I wish we never loved it. And I wish I never fell so deep in love with you. And now it ain't no way we can be friends. Nah. The way it felt, no faking it. Maybe we were moving just a little too fast. But what we've done, we can't take it back. Now I'm sitting here halfway crazy, 'cause I know she still thinks about me too. And it ain't no way in hell that I can be just friends with you. And I wish we never did it. And I wish we never loved it. And I wish I never fell so deep in love with you. And now it ain't no way we can be friends. And all I can say is life is such a crazy thing. It's never really what it seems. 'Cause first we were chilling, now I'm catching feelings. Can you tell me what this means? I'm going through my voicemail, and I'm saving every message you send.
Tell me what you say now. Tell me what you say, come again. If you cannot stay down, then you do not have to pretend like there is no way out. I should've never let you in, cause you got me face down. And don't take this personal. All of the words, you know what you've done to me. And although it hurts, I know I just can't keep running away. I don't need you, I don't need you, I don't need you, I don't need you, but I want you.
Yeah, feel us on this one.
I don't mean to, I don't mean to, I don't mean to, I don't mean to, but I love you.
This is not another love song.
See, I know what you're thinking. You're feeling like a lucky guy. I was the same way, cause she was hard to come by. I was on her so hard that I almost lost my hustle. Go ahead, playboy, do your thing. Don't be mad if she calls my name. Holding her hand, doing it big like you're the man. But she was my girl. She used to be my girl. I must admit that she's a 10 that she didn't tell you about way back when she was my girl. She used to be my girl. See, I know how you're feeling. I used to be in your shoes, so calm down with the attitude. You're just the next somebody new. You never know how much she's feeling you, so be happy that you got her. Don't know much about you, do. Sorry, I gotta break the news. She's still thinking about me, and I tell you why. She couldn't even hold her head up when you're gone. Well, don't go hating on me. It's just a game. You want it, you got it. Take it, you got it. To me, it's all the same. Always holding her hand, doing it big like you're the man. But she was my girl. She used to be my girl. I must admit that she's a 10 that she didn't tell you about way back when. She was my girl. She used to be my girl. Always holding her hand, doing it big like you're the man. She was my girl. She used to be my girl.
I guess I ain't got no.
She's a 10 that she didn't tell you about way
I guess I ain't got no reason to mingle round. I found a superwoman that could leap from the truck in a single bound. Mommy, I'm trying to bling you down, so niggas without shades on can't stare when I bring you round. She put her lips on the weed and pull it to work her tongue and make me come faster than a speed and bullet. Her love stronger than a locomotive, but only for the FABOLOUS. Sing to me, ma.
See me? Got the F on my chest. What up? Making the girls like me. No, take a girl like me to get a guy like you to understand. All girls ain't the same. I'm not your average chick, cause they can't do it like this. I've been sent to save your day, and things won't be the same. No, you, cause I'll save you. I'll save you. Before, you ain't gotta look up in the sky, cause the girl you need is
Superwoman might have saved my day. Them skills, I would've gave some play. Now I wouldn't even gave their way. I understand why them other chicks behave that way. They see the ICS on your chest, engraved. You whipped, I might. Usually with my tips, I'm tight. But only green I keep from you is kryptonite. The wind that blue and red suit fit your hips so right. I be like, da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da-da, damn, it's like I'm under your spell. If feeling you is a crime, they gon' have to put me under the jail. You probably hear the details that I be in everything from layers to CLs with my share of females. But you know I care for you, and anytime this nigga's there for you, these feelings I only share for you. This makes it a little more clear for you that
kissing me. I really need to know. So tell me, babe, is your love exclusive to me? I've got this feeling that you're seeing somebody. Cause you're so professional when you're kissing me. I really need to know. So tell me, baby. Got me tripping oh so bad. I'm starting to think about this so-called love we have. Still you say that you would not compromise this love that we've had for so long. But deep in my gut, I've got this feeling that you secretly been getting it. Oh no, is your love exclusive to me? I've got this feeling that you're seeing somebody. Cause you're so professional when you're kissing me. I really need to know. So tell me, babe, is your love exclusive? Is your love, is your love? I've got this feeling that you're seeing somebody. Cause you're so professional when you're kissing me. I really need to know. So tell me, babe. Constantly this thought lays on my mind about what you're doing and who you you seeing. I know that at times I might be cruel. This I know, babe, but you know, baby, you're the one from the start, and I really wanna see this through. But if you're playing on me, I will not hesitate to get rid of you. Is your love exclusive to me? I've got this feeling that you're seeing somebody, 'cause you seem professional when you're kissing me. I really need to know, so tell me, baby, is your love exclusive to me? I've got this feeling that you're seeing somebody, 'cause you seem professional when you're kissing me. Is your so tell me, baby. Got a lot of things I like to know, like when you're not at home, where do you go, girl? I know that I should trust you, but I know how dangerous lust can be. And baby, I know I should leave it to time, but it's playing on my mind. Oh, not at home, where do you is got a lot of things I like to know, like when you're not at home, where do you go, girl? I know that I should trust you, but I know how dangerous lust can be.